Hey guys, so you've made it to the last video in the Web Basics playlist, and in this video we're just going to go over loops. Now this could be a bit confusing, but hey, it's your last video, so we should make it a bit more confusing than the other videos in this playlist. And in this video, the first type of loop we're going to look at is the while loop, and then I'm going to show you a for loop. But yeah, let's start off with the while loop because it's a bit easier. So up here, I'm just going to create a variable, and I'm going to say let, and I'll just call it x, and I'm going to set it equal to the number 1 here. And I'm just going to go down a bit here, and I'm going to say while, and then I'm going to use my brackets here. And inside of these brackets, I'm going to put an expression. So an expression is what we use in if statements. So if you remember from the if statements video, we can do something like if x is greater than 3. So right now this is false already. We needed to have a less than sign here. And now instead of saying if x is less than 3, we're actually saying while x is less than 3. So what this will do is we add in our curly braces here, and any code that we put inside of this curly braces will run over and over again on repeat as long as the statement is true. And usually, to prevent this from just running infinitely, we want to actually make sure there's some way for this statement to become true through the code that's inside of here. So I know that's a bit confusing. I'm going to just show you an example now. We want to console.log, and let's log out the variable x here. And I'm not going to hit save now because this will just run like in an infinite loop forever. Below this, I'm going to say x is equal to x plus 1. So before I hit save here, let me go through what this will do. So we're creating a variable called x, and we're giving it the value of 1. And here we're saying while x is less than 3, so as long as x is not equal to or greater than 3, we want to run the code inside of here over and over again. And this code is going to console.log whatever value is inside of x. So right now it will be 1. And then it's going to set x equal to x plus 1. So x plus 1, it means it's going to add 1 to x. So whatever number x is right now, it's going to become 1 more than that. So it's incrementing. And then it's going to check again whether x is now less than 3 or not. And it still is going to be less than 3. So it's going to go through the code again and check again and go through until the statement at the top here becomes false. So now let me save this, and we can see what output we get in the console. So I saved it, and it looks like we're loading here. Okay, so it looks like we have some type of error here. I'm just going to kill the live server, and let's close this page and reopen it. Okay, let me head to the console here. And now you can see that we have 1 and 2 printed out here. So I'm just going to change the value here to like 5 and save again and see what happens. And yeah, now you can see that it's printing all the numbers up to 5 here. I'm not sure why the live server stopped working, but yeah, that stuff happens sometimes. And yeah, I'm just going to go over this one more time just in case some of you didn't get what a while loop is. So we have a variable up here. We have a statement here that's checking if something is true or not. And as long as the statement in here is not true, is true, we're going to run the code here over and over again. As soon as this statement becomes false, it's no longer true, we're going to stop running the code in here and then move to whatever we have down here. So I'm going to console.log here, and I'll just say the word done. And if I save this, you see that now it printed out all the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it printed out done here. If you're wondering why it stopped at 4 even though we're saying less than 5 here, it's because as soon as this becomes 5, the statement is no longer true. 5 is not less than 5, they are equal. So that's why it stops at 4 here. And once the statement becomes false, it just skips over all the code and then it runs this code down here. So it says done at the end here. Now that we know how while loops work, hopefully, let's go through for loops, and you should get a better understanding of loops through using the for loops. So in a for loop, we want to do for, and we actually want to create the variable inside of here. So unlike while loops where you need to already have something that you're checking, in a for loop we can create the variable in here. So I'm going to say let I equal 1. So we're creating a variable called I and we're setting it equal to 1. If you see me using the letter I here, we can use any variable name, but it's very common to use the letter I when we're working with for loops. So once we write the variable here, we want to add a semicolon. And next to it, we want to add in our second statement. So the first statement is to create our variable. The second statement is to check our variable against something. So we're going to say I is less than 10. And we've seen this already. This is our expression. It's the same as we use in if statements and while loops. So basically we're going to run some code as long as I is less than 10. And this actually takes a third parameter here as well. So we add our semicolon again. And now we want to say what we want to increment I by each time. So I'm going to do I plus plus. Sorry, hit the wrong key there. But yeah, these two plus signs means the same as saying I is equal to I plus 1. So instead of saying, let me write it down here. Instead of saying I is equal to I plus 1, we can just say I plus plus. And both of these do the same thing. So I'm just going to get rid of this here. And let's do our curly braces again. Remember, anything that's running blocks of code needs to have these curly braces. By block of code, I mean inside of here we can put as many statements as we want, and those statements will only run when the for loop is running. So let's do console.log and we'll log out I here. We should know what I is going to print out here. Let's save this, and it's all the numbers from 1 to 9. And why does it stop at 9? Because once this hits 10 here, 10 is going to be equal to 10, so the statement less than is no longer true. And yeah, if we wanted this to start from 0, we could just change this to 0 here, and now we'd have all the numbers from 0 to 9. Yeah, that's basically how for loops work. The reason why we'd start from 0 is so that we can do I plus 1 here. And now we have all the numbers from 1 to 10. But this is just a trick we use sometimes if we need the numbers from 1 up to the end result here. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. There's no reason to speak about this anymore. We've gone over while loops, we've gone over for loops, and we've gone over a lot of things in this course. And yeah guys, this is the end of the Web Basics playlist, and I'll see you guys in the next playlist.